You learn to write by writing, reading, and thinking about how writers have created their characters and invented their stories. If you want to change the world, pick up your pen and write. Morning greetings to all. I, Aditi Singh, on behalf of Sri Sanatan Dharma Education Center, welcome all to Mega Inter-School event, Kanpur Sahodaya School's English Story Writing Competition for classes 6 to 12 of CBSE schools of Kanpur in Zone A. Story writing celebrates creativity and imagination. Today, we have gathered to embark on a journey of words, where every story is a doorway to a new world. We are privileged to have with us eminent intellectuals of the city as the jury members. We welcome Ma'am Dr. Alka Saxena. Ma'am was the Associate Professor of English Literature at DAV College, Kanpur. Ma'am has the experience of teaching postgraduate students for over 36 years. Ma'am is an avid reader and a creative bilingual writer. Ma'am's short stories and poems have been published in magazines and literary journals. We welcome you wholeheartedly, ma'am. I would like to welcome Ma'am Dr. Neeru Tandon. Ma'am is the head of English Department of VSSD College, Kanpur University. Ma'am has obtained her PhD in Indian English Fiction. Ma'am is the only professor to have the degree of DLit in English from CSJM University, Kanpur, since its inception. Ma'am has contributed a lot in the field of education. Ma'am is an editor, author, critic, feminist, a poet, and a social worker too. She is actively engaged in ameliorating English teaching and learning standards in the city. We are privileged to have you amongst us. Our next dignitary is Ma'am Dr. Naveen Mohini Nigam. Ma'am retired as the principal of Mahila Mahavidyalaya, Kitlainagar, Kanpur. Ma'am also served as Dean of Arts Department at CSJM University, Kanpur. Ma'am has not been able to come today due to unavoidable circumstances, but she would evaluate the scripts of story writing competition. We welcome Sister Shiny Thomas, Principal of Mariampur Public School. Sister is here as the observer on behalf of Kanpur Sahodaya schools to observe the fair conduct of the event. We are so honored by your presence, Sister. welcome all the teachers accompanying the participants and the students who are here to unveil their story writing skills. Let us kindle the light of knowledge and inspiration. I invite our esteemed guest and our Honorable Principal Ma'am to light the lamp, symbolizing the enlightenment that stories bring to our lives.
असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा मृतं गमय ॐ शान्ति 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 ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति.
I humbly invite our Honorable Principal Ma'am to address the audience with her inspiring words.
My hearty wishes and greetings to everyone. Dr. Tandon, Dr. Alka Saxena, Sister Shiny Thomas, teachers and my dear students. Story writing is an art, and like any other art, it requires keen observation, a lot of thinking and good imagination. Like the other arts, you have to be very, very creative if you have to write a good story. But while the other arts require color and material, this art requires a play of words. So I'm sure the writers who have come here today are avid readers too. Otherwise, it's very difficult to get the right expression, the right word at the right moment. So I'm very glad that readers have joined us. So along with the present intellectuals in this literary field, maybe we have some future intellectuals in the literary field also, because if you have come here for story writing today, you have literary interests and maybe you make a future in literature, right? So God bless you, children. Be very patient when you are writing. The topics that we have selected for you are very simple, quite open-ended topics, but then don't fall on something that you have already read somewhere or seen somewhere. Try to think of something different, because both the topics have a very wide range. Okay, so think and then decide upon your plot, your characters. Okay, and every story has to have a climax, a conflict, right? Then resolution of that conflict and a conclusion. Okay, so please be structured. Write the story in a very structured form. Okay, don't be haphazard in your writing. Make it very clear, very succinct and very simple. Try to use words that you know. Okay, don't try to push in words just because you have to push in some difficult words, right? So write what really suits your subject. Okay, so my blessings to all of you. And I'm so glad that your scripts are going to be evaluated by such distinguished personalities from Kanpur. Dr. Neeru Tandon, who has always honored us with her valuable judgment. Not only this competition, so many other competitions she has judged here, as well as in other schools also. And I must say that all of them, including Dr. Saxena have actually helped in enhancing the standard of the KSS competitions which are held every year. A big hand for our jury members. I'm so glad that they are here today. They could not have been. I mean, it was not necessary because you just had to write your stories and your scripts had to be sent to them. But then I wanted them to come here to speak to you. Right? Dr. Alka Saxena may have retired, but then her interest continues, and even after her retirement, she has been judging the events. We are so very grateful to you, ma'am, for your kind presence today. It really makes a difference. They are definitely going to get some guidance from you today, so because you will be addressing them as well. Children, you have to, just absorb and take in whatever others have to give to you. Right? Because you need motivation and encouragement all the time. You just don't prepare for one competition and end there. Right? Your talent that you are blessed with has to take a definite form. Right? It has to be worked upon and made better. And maybe it becomes a profession for you sometime in life. We need good story writers. We need very good storytellers. Right? And those who write well, I'll definitely get their scripts printed properly and get them circulated to all the schools. Alright, children? So write as well as you can. All the best to everyone. Thank you, Sister Shiny Thomas, for joining us as the observer. Of course, we try to make the KSS competitions as fair as possible, and that is the reason now the whole schools don't participate at all, so that we make it comfortable for everyone and everyone is relaxed. Yeah, there will be no element of any kind of unfair practice, right? So sister is here to see that everything goes on very, very smoothly, and I assure you, sister, that it will. So they are here just for a small inauguration. After that, they'll be moving to the area where they will be writing. Okay, so children, you'll have your refreshments and then we begin with the competition. Okay, so I hope nobody is in a state of anxiety here. All relaxed. Have you read something yesterday? Have you all read something yesterday? It helps. Okay, great then. Thank you so much. All the best and my blessings. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Music is the divine way to tell beautiful poetic things to the heart. To mitigate the aura, our school choir is here for a musical treat.
I'll be Even through the darkest night, we must sing our song. We will sing, we will sing, we must sing our
It was a mesmerizing performance. Poetry is the rhythmical creation of beauty in words. I call Ayushman Singh to recite the poem Colonel Fazakle Butterworth Toast, composed by Charles Cosley.
Greetings to all from Ayushman Singh of 6C. The title of my poem is Colonel Fazakle Butterworth Toast, composed by Charles Cosley. Colonel Fazakle Butterworth Toast, what an old castle, complete with a coast. But someone or the other forgot to declare to Colonel Fazakle that the spectre was there. On the very first evening, while waiting to dine, the colonel was taking a fine cherry wine, when the ghost, with a furious flash and a flare, shot out of the chimney and shivered. Ooh, beware! Colonel Fazakle put down his glass and said, "My dear fellow, that's really first class. I just can't conceive how you do it at all. I imagine, are you going to a fancy dress ball?" At this, the dread ghost made a withering cry. "Oh," said the colonel. "Now just how you do it, I wish I could think. Do sit down and tell me, and please have a drink." The ghost, in his phosphorus cloak, gave a roar, whoosh, boom, and floated between ceiling and floor. He walked through a wall and returned through a pane, and backed up the chimney and came down again, said the colonel. With laughter, I'm feeling quite weak. My housewarming party, I hope you won't spurn. At this, the poor spectre rattled his chains and clattered his bones and filled the whole castle with mumbles and moans, and never was seen at the castle again. "Oh dear, what a pity," said Colonel Fazak. "I don't know his name, so I can't call him back. Thank you."
Very well expressed and recited. Storytelling is the most powerful way to put ideas into the world. To present the story entitled The Scary Permanent Tenant, I call it the Aurora.
Greetings to all from Uditi Arora of class 6th A. The title of my story is The Scary Permanent Tenant. Muthu with his parents and little sister Susie live near the sea. Coconut trees surrounded their little house. Monkeys and squirrels scampered about. And guess what? They had an elephant Tanu who enjoyed with his family a lot. Tanana, tanita, tana. Muthu's uncle Chitappa, who lived nearby, had a red tenant, a toady crocodile, near the
kitchen garden of their house. Now the crocodile never ventured to walk into the garden. It seemed to know as it was an unwelcome guest. Muthu's kind Aunt Lakshmi said, "Poor thing, it must be very hungry," as she fed its tail fish every day. How? You must be wondering. She loaded it onto the blade of a very long spade. Uncle always told her angrily, "It is just a thinking when it can pounce on us. Keep feeding it and it will be a permanent guest at this rate and gobble us up one day with those rotten fish of yours. Don't you see those beady eyes following us?" Muthu and Susie loved playing with Dhanu, who would trot towards the sea with Susie on his back and splash water on her. One day Muthu found that the sea had moved away from the beach. He could see no animal or bird. Only Dhanu was trumpeting and running up the hill with Susie on his back. Just then Muthu heard Lakshmi, "Ayyo, that crocodile is coming in to eat us." Muthu shouted, "Where is Uncle?" Just then Chittappa came out with his face half covered with shaving cream. He promptly clambered up the nearest coconut tree, seeing the crocodile. Not an easy thing to do, but fear can make a man do anything. "Ayyo, Dhanu has kidnapped my Susie!" shrieked Amma as they saw Dhanu running towards the nearby hill with Susie on his back. "Give me back my baby!" wept Amma as she, Appa, Lakshmi and Muthu ran behind Dhanu. "You people are leaving me with that crocodile, huh?" yelled Chittappa atop the coconut tree. As the family chased the elephant, they suddenly heard a mighty roar. A 12-meter high wave was moving relentlessly towards the shore. It swept everything in its path. "Lord, please save my Chittappa from the sea. We too would have been in the sea if we had not been chasing Dhanu. No wonder he fled with Susie in his trunk," said Muthu. They had been hit by a tsunami. It took a while for the horrific waves to subside. As the family reached the seafront, they saw the crocodile walking on the beach. On his back lay a man. "Chittappa!" yelled Muthu. "Jump, Chittappa, jump! Now run now!" "Ayyo, that toothy fiend will gobble him up," said Lakshmi. But the crocodile just sat still. He watched them with his beady black eyes. "You people left me with that crocodile, huh?" complained Chittappa. "Chittappa, in fact the crocodile saved your life. It brought you back from the sea," said Muthu. Now every day Lakshmi worships her toothy, scary Atithi. Her one kind deed has been returned manifold. Thank you.
Very well narrated. Now, I request Ma'am Dr. Alka Saxena to please come and illuminate us with the kind words.
It's a long time since our meeting was due, and today I consider it a very lucky day that we have met on this special story writing competition. Esteemed judges, teachers from various other schools and their children. It's indeed been a pleasure to visit you and see you in person today. So you can make the difference of what the past few years have been when you compare it to this day today, where we are seeing each other and meeting each other not in the virtual but in the real world. And that is the difference, the interaction that you have with your principal. Maybe you have heard your principal several times in your daily routine, but when she interacts at a special event, she conveys her thoughts to you, put across those thoughts to you. They register in a different manner as compared to when you have it on the net or you have been going through on the computer and interacting and doing your work during the corona period. Similarly, these activities which help to build in along with the education that you receive, are a very integral part of character building. What you learn from these activities is how to appreciate, how to get motivated, because sometimes I have found the children are very shy. They have the capability, they have the interest maybe in singing or in taking part in drama or some other activities and hobbies, but there are certain inhibitions. You don't want to come out of that. And generally those students who are very outward, the teacher notices them and they are generally picked up for certain activities. The ones who come forward and put and show their interest, their keenness, that is what attracts. But you, other students, doesn't mean that they don't have that talent. You have it. So you have to get inspired and see what makes one a winner. To have, that means you must have self-confidence. When you see these children who performed just now, it's not that you cannot do it. If you practice and if you have the interest, then the kind of effort with which your principal and the concerned teachers will guide you, you may do better than those students. So don't ever feel shy or have any inhibitions. Try to build. Some people say that you are talented. Yes, of course, God gift is there. But that doesn't mean you take a back seat. No, your motivation, your interest and how you pursue that interest is equally important. So these competitions are also very, very important for those who are not actively participating in these events, but they are mere spectators. They watch their friends perform, they clap, they give them applaud and everything. But it is also a stepping stone for them, a kind of motivation for them and inspiration for them to come out and perform. At least you must try once or twice, and if then that is not a cup of your cup of tea, then no need to pursue it further and further, because there are so many fields these days in which you can excel and marvel. Now coming back to the story writing competition. Now story writing, I find, is a very, very interesting art, and if you can develop that art, you will never find yourself lonely in any situation, because story reading or writing has become a very rare kind of activity in the present age. I don't blame the children for this, because what are your surroundings? You are guided by those surroundings, you are influenced by those surroundings, but you definitely must find time to make it a habit to read something at least every day, even if it's a newspaper or a fairy tale or any short story, any essay or any article that is of your interest, any scientific paper that you want to read. It's not necessary that you have to go into grammar, into literature. It's a method of being related with words and live in the world of books. Because what is a novel? It is a theatre. It's a pocket theatre. You just open it anytime. You don't require anything. You just open whatever is your field of interest. You read that, get lost in that fanciful world of imagination and enjoy yourself. So it should be taken as an activity that gives you pleasure. Along with pleasure, you are learning so many other things. So story writing, definitely, as Madam Das had told, it's a very, very structured kind of an affair. So if I just narrate a simple story to you that, okay children, I am going to tell you a story today, and I say that once there was a king and there was a queen and they both died, and the story is complete. Would you like it? No? Because the story needs to have a plot, it needs to have a kind of an environment. Environment is also a part of the character. Environment is equally important. It is as important as the characters of the story. So a story outline should be there, the theme should be there, what message you are conveying through the story, and it has to have some action, because it is through that action and the dialogues that the story is going to progress further, and then there should be some kind of a curiosity which keeps the readers glued to your story. It should not become dull or very predictive that, oh, this is the story and I know that this is going to be the ending. Sometimes you know the ending and still you enjoy reading the novel because the manner in which it is related, that is very interesting. And these interesting facts come from small digressions, the art of writing, the craft of writing, how you express. Because each activity that you are doing, for poetry, for drama, for music, everything, the expression and the medium through which you express that has to be cultivated, and there are certain ways in which you express yourself in poetry, certain ways in which you express yourself in an essay or in a story. So this you will learn gradually, and if it is your field of interest, I wish you all luck, and concentrate and make reading a habit which is fast, declining these days. And that's why I was very eager to come, and because it was made in person that today I am interacting with you all, it is a double pleasure for me to be with you, amidst you, and in such a very creative and beautiful competition where I'm sure the students are going to enjoy, and I'm waiting to go through the stories that you are going to come up with. So I hope there will be a lot of mystery stories, maybe some, I don't know what you all have in mind and how your minds are. I will not elaborate anything on this because it's going to affect then what you're going to write. So I just leave it at that and wish you all the best and keep your passion alive. And the small program that we had today, this is the best part that I enjoy when I visit and go as a judge for the festivals. It brings me back to my own school days where we used to sing the chorus, and I'm so happy to see the children perform with so much delight. And of course it goes into showing the interest that the teachers have taken to guide the students and perform in such a wonderful way. So a good day to you all ahead, and best of luck to all the participants. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. I request Ma'am Dr. Neeru Tandon to come and enlighten us with the motivational words.
Thank you, Jai. And first of all, I thank Madam Das for giving me this opportunity to share my views and spend some time with the young minds. A very good morning to all of you. Good morning. Yeah. You know, this is something that we look forward. I'm sure the students of class 12th, 10th are there, and the basic question that they come across, what are you going to do next? What are you going to be? Isn't it? Is it there? Right? So I'll start from this point. This question, whenever this question comes, what are you going to do next? You must think about it, why people are asking this. Nobody is asking, what are you going to be? There is a lot of difference between what you are going to do and what you are going to be. You must realize you are human being, not human doing. So you must think about it, what are you going to be? When we say, what are you going to do, somebody is reflecting, or even you think, I'm going to be an engineer, doctor, or blah, blah, blah. These are just the tags. You are not that tag. Not your personality is not limited to just that tag. If you are an engineer, you are not just an engineer. What are you? Are you kind? Are you compassionate? Are you a person with whom everybody wants to spend time with? Are you going to contribute something towards your society? Who are you? You are not just a label. If I am going to remember Mrs. Das, my dear friend, for ages, I am not going to remember her just as a principal of a big school, because tomorrow that label would not be there. But that as a person, as a kind person, compassionate person, a person who is working tirelessly for the educational world, that person, her beautiful smile, the deeds, whatever we know about her, that makes a person. So whenever you are going to do whatever you are going to do, please just judge yourself and judge others on 3 basic things. One is the attitude. How do you perceive things? How you perceive people? How do you judge others? So one thing is your attitude, that would make all the difference. And the second thing is, how do you see people, judge people, just think about them. And the third thing is, what is unique in you? Every single person has some point that is unique. God has made the number, only God knows how many individuals, and all of them are different. You can see that difference through their faces. No, it's not the only difference. The difference is there within them. You are unique. If you are not a good storyteller, you may be a good poet, you may be good in something. Just try to find what is that makes me unique as an individual. That would be your strength. That would make all the difference as a person, as a human being, not as a human doing. So please be very particular about it. And just try. Nobody will be able to tell you what is your strength. Only you can understand what my strength is, what I really like to do, and how I can contribute. Don't always think what I have got. Just think what I can contribute. So that will make you a better person, of course. Now, as far as this story is concerned, Dr. Alka has said a lot about it, and I know that once you are here, you know much more about it. But the thing is that one thing that is being neglected, that is folklore and folk tales. I think most of you must be aware of that. A lot of research is being done in this field now, that if you are aware of your culture, if you are aware of your values, that must reflect in your personality, and now your personality will be reflected through your writings. Your pen is going to express what you are, because that particular topic given to all, if we give the same topic, you will give it a different treatment, and that different treatment would definitely reflect the different personalities. So think of your culture, go through a lot many stories that reflect. We just call them as folk tales, folklore. We have included them in the syllabus of the university. We are doing a lot many researches on that, because that is one thing that makes the difference. That will, if you are not in India, if you are somewhere else, if you are aware of your culture, then definitely that would affect your personality and you can represent your country. So think about it. A writer, I am just giving you a clue, that Vijay Dan Detha, he is known as Shakespeare of Rajasthan. He is the one person who wrote the different kind of you know, the important facts related with your country, your culture, your values, the images, and all these things. When you read him, you will find how just by storytelling you can create a different world. You can teach people, you can learn so much. So this is just an example. I won't take much time. There are stories which we can discuss, but today I'll just wish you all the best to explore yourself. And I'm so eager to go through whatever your pen delivers. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for inspiring us. I invite Sister Shiny Thomas to enlighten us with her words of wisdom.
I don't take much time because already our jury members have explained to you very well what is story writing and the values that you need to have beyond the words. That is something really I appreciate, and also my great appreciation and gratitude goes to Mrs. Shobha ma'am and the Kss for inviting me to be with you all today. So I wish you children all the best, and just adding to whatever they have said, story writing is nothing other than mixing your thoughts, your feelings along with your creativity and imagination. Also with the values that you really treasure for yourself, and that becomes your personality, as ma'am was telling. Okay, so I wish you all the best. We know, we are confident enough you all will do well. And you are going to do your best. Whoever may be the winners, doesn't matter, but you are going to do your best. So good luck to all. Have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you, sister. Please allow me to read rules and regulations. The event is divided into two groups. One student is allowed to participate in each group. Group A, classes 6 to 8, with word limit of 350 to 400 words. Group B, classes 9 to 12, with word limit of 500 to 550 words. Topic for this story will be given on the spot. Participants are expected to compose an original piece. Time allowed will be 1 hour 30 minutes. Color code for the uniform to be worn by students is white, white shirt, white trousers or skirt, white socks and shoes. They must not wear the school tie, belt, badge or monogram. The judgment parameters would be as follows. Setting 10 points, plot 10 points, characters 10 points, conflict or climax 10 points, language and expression 10 points. Total 50 points. Points will be deducted if the word limit is not followed. The decision of our independent judges shall be binding and final. The participants must bring the required stationery, that is blue gel pen. Writing sheets will be provided. Trophies will be awarded to the top 3 positions in each group. Kss certificates will be given to all. Results will be declared on 31st August 2023. The same will be communicated through mail. Now, I would like to invite our headmistress ma'am for the rest of the proceedings.
Thank you, Aditi. Greetings to the honorable members of the jury, Sister Thomas, Madam Principal, all the participating schools, the participants and the teacher in charges. It is a moment of great pride for all of you to have been selected by your schools and come here to represent in the story writing competition. So congratulations to all of you. And it is time now to celebrate and felicitate your participation here in our school. And to do the same, I would request our members of the jury and Sister Thomas and Principal Ma'am to come up on the stage and give the certificates of participation to all the participants. The winners will receive their trophies and certificates after writing the scripts. After the scripts are evaluated by all the 3 judges, they will be sent respectively to your schools. Alright, we'll begin with school code A1, Anirudh Avasthi. Please come up on the stage. And Samriddhi Kushwaha, school code B1. The group B is for the senior class, that is from classes 9 to 12, and group A is for junior classes, that is 6 to 8. Next up, it's Anushka Verma from A2 and Shweta Shukla from B2. Please encourage your co-participants. They have all outshined the others to come up here and write their scripts. May I call upon Manan Divedi from A3 and Kritika Chaturvedi from B3 to receive their certificates of participation. Next up, we have Arav Saxena from A4 and Kritika Singh from B4 to come up and receive their certificates. I call upon Pratishtha Sharma from A5 and Manvi Dixit from B5 to follow them. It's time now to invite Prashasti Mishra from A6 and Unnati Singh from B6. Next up we have Vihan Singh from A7 and Kriti Shukla from B7. Children, please encourage and give a big round of applause for the participating spirit. Moving on, I call upon Bhumika Patel from A8 and Daksh Sengar from B8. School code A9, Anshika Verma, and school code B9, Ahana Tripathi, are invited to the stage. It's time now to put your hands together for A10, Kunal Katyar, and B10, Mahesh Kumar. Let's laud for Shagun Gupto from A11 and Puranjay Garg from B11. It's time now to applaud for Ojas Kushwaha from A12 and Adrija Biswas from B12. I invite Sanchari Bej from A13 and Kinjal Kaushik from B13 up on the stage. Next up, we have Samriddhi Trivedi from A14 and Fard Ahmed from B14. Let's motivate Tripti Singh from A15 and Gauri Shukla from B15. I invite school code A16 Avni Mishra and B16 Soumik Chakrabarti. It's A16 coming on the stage, Avni Mishra and B16 Soumik Chakrabarti. Next up we have Priyanshi from A17 and Ayushi Verma from B17. I request the upcoming school code to be ready near the staircase. A18 and B18 can be there near the staircase. A18 Dave and B18 Arzu are invited to take their certificates of participation. A18 Dave and B18 Arzu. Next up, we have Avantika Pathak from A19 and Archita Pal from B19 to receive their certificates. The next school can line up near the staircase. Let's put our hands together for Manvi Patel from A20 and Mankiran Kaur from B20. Manvi Patel, A20, Mankiran Kaur, B20. I invite Vedanshi Mehrotra from A21 and Manasvi Garg from B21 to receive their certificates of participation. Let's put our hands together for Rima Samantha from A22 and Aditya Jha from B22. It's time now to applaud for Trapti Avasti from A23 and Mayank Soni from B23. And here we have our last participant, Shivang Verma from B24. I think he has not reported as yet. So with this, we come to the end of the participation certificate distribution. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for honoring us and felicitating the students. Yes, sure. A students to line up and move to the reading room with Dimple ma'am. Students can carry their bags and keep them outside the reading room. You may carry your bag and stationery, but when you will enter the reading room, you will only carry your stationery and keep your bags outside. Please line up according to your school codes. All the very best. May I now request all the students of Group B to line up and go to the reading room with Twinkle ma'am. You can line up from A1, B1 to B23. All the very best. Inside the reading room, you will only carry your stationery. You can keep your bags outside. May I now request all the teachers in charges to please accompany Ashna ma'am to the sports complex. We have a movie played over there for you all. You can enjoy through the time your students write the scripts. Thank you everybody.